But it is time to head back now to our commentary box. Improved production are about to get underway. So let's say a very good afternoon to Matt Nolte and Chad Naylon.
Thank you, Jess. They're going to need all the cool air as possible, just like that fella in the sky there,
yeah.
Chad Naylon, has just landed back in the box alongside me for this race.
It's just before he picked up an Aussie racing car and took it back.
Exactly right. Man, that was a big shunt, but thankfully everybody's okay from that one. Let's check out the grid, though, because race number one, how can we surpass that this morning? It was pretty exciting.
Kroonstuyver will have the pole position here alongside Barry Smith. But it was Ubergang who was really picking through the traffic and putting the pressure on. So it'd be interesting to see how this all plays out. Really looking forward to seeing this battle, which should wage on once again between Ubergang if he can get a good drive off that front row. Once again, we'll mention the Pendleburys there, Gary Pendlebury and Caroline Pendlebury, husband and wife combination from up here. They don't get much more local than that.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
I've passed on your regards too, by the way. They're coming to see you later on. They're back towards the tail of the field there in the HQ class. Stav Mostras had a head gasket go in that first race this morning. They've changed that in between race 1 and 2. So a combination of the local categories up here under the Motorsports NT banner. We'll see Commodore Cup HQs in the mix as well. And Bryce Ford was the clear winner in the Commodore Cup class by about 5 positions. Unsurprisingly, out there in 4th position today.
All right, that is the little RX-7 on pole that won the last race. And what a great job it was from Smith to just nab that second position away from Ubergang right on the stripe, wasn't it? We get a clean start here. So many different varieties of car on the grid right now. You just want to get them off cleanly, but also watch out for the traffic because the HQs obviously lap a lot slower than an improved production car, so there'll be a lot of traffic from about the halfway point, which makes it very interesting.
It's at the Lescott left-hand side of screen. Peter Casato, we saw that car slowing on the first lap. Oil pressure issues with the Lescott. They've sorted them out, hopefully, for race number 2 here. Big chance for the local racers, and some interstaters have come up to race from the big stage here at the Crown Bet Darwin Triple Crown. Getting set for a start here. 38 cars on the grid. They go right back towards the final turn here.
She's making them wait. Green flag has been waved. Still waiting for the red lights. The anticipation is palpable right now. This is a long wait.
The wait continues. Now the revs come up. There'll be some hot drivers and hot engines sitting on this grid right now as we get set for race 2 of the improved production class at Darwin Sydney Valley Raceway. Pretty even from the start. Looks like Kroonstuyver will get the advantage here, but the Commodore fights back.
Yeah, you watch the big V8 scream down towards the first corner. It's got the legs. Can he clear him and get to the inside for turn 1? Perfect start. Kroonstuyver went around the outside though in turn 1 in the first race. He might try a similar move.
Did it with ease, really, didn't he?
Oops, one wide and out in the dust. Just hang on to that. Ubergang's up the inside at turn 1 and takes 3rd back. That was Jessup who just snuck up there for a moment. Those two were going at it for a while in race number 1 this morning. Now, there was a crash in this corner, so that's why the debris flag is down there at the moment from the Aussie racing cars.
Not necessarily any slippery fluids on the track down. It's just to warn that there is clean-up material that's being used. They head down to turn 6 of the hairpin, the slowest point of Darwin's Hidden Valley. A couple of Commodore Cup cars going at it. So we work our way down to turn 7 on lap 1.
That was the exact start that Smith needed. Clear Kroonstuyver down to the first corner. But that RX-7's got the pace.
Might be able to do too much here. On the run down to the final turn. We'll set him up here for a nice run. The left-hander here onto the main straight. Watch Michael Ubergang. This is the car that his brother Adam drove to a lot of success here in the past couple of years, and look at it now, right on the tail. Going to use the benefit of the slipstream down the main straight.
Look at the legs on the Commodore though. When Kroonstuyver goes looking for some clean air, it's not even worth sitting in behind it. And actually Ubergang's got a really good run down the front straight as well.
And RX-7 is going to struggle in these conditions because this morning there's a lot more air out there. Right now, the humidity's up. It's going to struggle in these conditions. Not stopping Ubergang's car though.
Yeah, rotors and hot weather. The V8 is a little bit more adapted to this stuff, and it's helping at the moment, isn't it? Difference, a couple degrees temperature makes. Here goes Ubergang. Turn 5 has the rear end dancing around. Can't get far enough up the inside to make that one stick. Oh, big shot of flame out the left-hand side. The RX-7, that looked pretty cool.
Stacks Ubergang up down there at turn number 6. So Smith just a small advantage at the moment, less than a second. They sweep down through turn number 7. So the 37-year-old who grew up in Adelaide now calls Darwin home. He's defending improved production champion up here.
He's under big pressure here. Oh, no. I thought he was heading for the fence then. He did a really good job to gather that back up. He put it the right rear on the grass when he hit the brakes. Always a recipe for disaster. Somehow managed to hold on to it, but he loses a couple car lengths. Meanwhile, the HQ boys, which have been putting on a pretty good show all weekend, decide that they're going to continue the madness.
Osborne, who got pole position, right out in the weeds. So this is the moment we just talked about, held our breath.
Yeah, right. Kronstaver moved over onto the racing line. It just caught Ubergang out a little bit there. Oh, man, that was pretty close.
2 big moments this weekend already. The first race this morning, he got all kinds of out of shape down there at turn 5. Go back to the leaders, coming out of turn 1 and 2 now. Look at Bryce Forward just sniffing around the top 3 here.
Just hasn't quite got the power in this car, Bryce Forward, in the 26. Didn't see much of the 12 earlier of Stootman in that early race. Oh, he's putting that RX-7 in a very awkward spot to keep Ubergang behind him. Good defensive driving.
Yeah, he knows that's his weak point. He goes right down the inside of the course.
Let's just watch the back end of this RX-7 under brakes.
He's touched that curb on the left-hand side. The licorice straps behind it. Tire chatter all the way down.
Bit of axle tramp in the back end of that car. We're used to seeing that from the big XY GT8 Joe of Andrew Fisher and TCM, but not in this category. And they've both lurched onto the back of Smith with ease here. So what happened to Smith there? Because these guys have taken a second out of him and caught him very quickly.
Just a big VP hold and just stretch the legs once again to complete the third lap. And now Ubergang pulls out, and this time should be enough.
Kronstaver has absolutely nothing in a straight line. Oh, and brakes aren't that much better. Oh,
yeah. He's gone.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice save.
Managed to hang on to it. That thing's looking really upset. It's nowhere near in the kind of shape or condition it was earlier today in the cooler conditions.
So now Ubergang's been released and does the chasing on the big Holden. Run down to turn 5.
Now the HQs are about 55 seconds off the pace from these guys. It's a 1 minute 18 lap, so 2 laps at most we'll get in before we find the traffic here. Hopefully we stay green. Don't get any silly safety cars or anything like that, because watching these guys fight through the traffic will be really entertaining. And that'll be about 5 minutes away, even less actually, probably about 2-3 minutes away.
It's around towards the backside of the circuit here. Great crowd watching on at Hidden Valley Raceway today. They come through the slalom section and downhill into the final set of turns. Very important you get the run off this corner right, set you up for the main straight.
Well, they're on the traffic quicker than I would have assumed there.
It'll be Jake Burgess. They're coming up pretty quick.
Lights on. He's serious. It's a little Le Mans 24-hour movement there as he puts the lights on.
Warming up.
Yeah. Little Jemmy moves out and lets him through. And now, from a long way back to the inside of the first of our HQs.
That's Caroline Pendlebury. So she lost touch with the rest of the crew down there.
Oops. Escort off down at turn 1. And this is the fight for the lead. So VP Commodore versus RX3 Mazda.
More traffic still to come as he pulls out. A phantom look down the inside at turn 5. Door slam shut.
I love that shot from down there. Really looks aggressive when they move to the inside. You see that in the supercars today.
It's all over the back now. This car's had lots of success, like I said. Adam Toowoomba in Queensland. Now he gets a run. Will he try the outside? I cannot believe what I'm seeing here. He's going to hang tough and gets the shoulders.
That's how you do it. Just go around the outside of turn 7. It's nimble, isn't it? It's got a lot of front grip. And that was a really good move, but his reward is traffic, And a really awkward spot, too. Forces the case at turn 14. Gets a 1-car buffer, but Smith gets a really good exit. Ubergang pulls to the inside across the nose of the VP Commodore. The Commodore's got the legs, should go back around him.
And he will lead the lap.
Good racing, has him covered before they get to turn 1, but Ubergang, that car's a little bit lighter and a little bit better under brakes.
And a wall of traffic coming up as Ubergang fights back, and they've got drama ahead now. Got a couple of spinners right in front of our lead group.
That could have been awkward.
Still going on. Car sitting right in the centre, and it was the 20 of Kronstaver who just got him.
That legitimately made me jump. He has hit something though, Kronstaver. He's got damage to the left front.
He's hit the front bumper of the car that was stationary in the middle of the road, and that's ended his race.
That was a good bit of driving not to go straight through his door, though.
How many incidents we've seen on the X-Lab corner over the years?
That could have been horrific. Let's check this out.
I heard the tyre squealing in the background of this shot. There was already a car that was spun here.
Well, the HQs were doing what HQs do best.
That's Skapanowski going around in front of the group. Now, to the right of the shot, there'll be another car going around. Then the lead group arrives.
Well, we'll check that out again, but this is actually going to be called the last lap now, so we just want to pick up the finish. Ubagang's going to get the job done. It's going to be another Mazda victory, albeit a different one from what we had this morning. A very awkward end of that race. It's Michael Ubagang. We saw his brother Adam running earlier, and he will get the win. What was a very strange end of that race.
Gets it done ahead of Smith. Look, the damage to the HQ down there on the exit of 2. That's the number 9 machine of Matt Linscott, the young fella from South Australia. It's his second year in the category. They were really excited about coming up here to race. The lone South Aussie up here in the field. Here's a replay front on, Chad.
Okay, so that was the
Scab
first one.
That was Scab getting turned around.
Did Linscott lose it on the grass, trying to come back onto the track? He did.
I've got a feeling he did.
Right.
There it is.
And
And
so,
he's jumped on the brakes and stopped it right in the middle.
Oh, man. And here come the leaders, and he is facing driver's side to the traffic. The poor RX-7 had nowhere to go. Was very lucky to hit that gap. That is a great bit of driving.
He got one in and one out, didn't he? It was Dylan Baker. He whacked in the HQ on the opposite side.
Well, Adrian Kroonstuyver, someone needs to buy that man a beer because he avoided an absolute shocker then. Winner of race 1, and he's hurt his car, unfortunately, but it's Ubagang, Michael, who takes the win. Barry Smith, another second. Bryce Forward up inside the top 3. Managed to fight off the fighting Jessup, Adam Champion, with an LS1 in that car this weekend. Fighting inside the top 15 spots from Ebene Coates and the rest of the gang and the HQs and Commodore Cup cars that were very busy in that one.
Check out the highlights of the short race today as we got underway for race 2 of the improved production cars. Whitney Jessup made a good start from the 3rd row, but didn't have the legs by the time he got down to turn number 1.
A great start from Smith. Really made the movements that he needed to at the very beginning. Jessup ran it in a little bit hot there and let Ubagang get back through. So Ubagang was 4th going into the first corner. Very close battle with Kroonstuyver there as he got a little bit sideways. Kroonstuyver just covering his line. The HQ's fighting 3 wide on the approach down towards the first corner, but they managed to sort it all out before it mattered, one way or another, with Osborne, Holster in that class running wide. So the VP Commodore had a pretty good lead there. Kroonstuyver chattering his way down towards turn 5. Almost like that car was just losing power as the race went on. Ubagang picked him up. Kroonstuyver did a really good job just to hang on to the car there. Such a shame that little RX-7 didn't finish the race looking as good as that. And the lead battle went on, and Ubagang pulled this excellent move on the outside at 7. It's such a hard thing to do this. It's right off the racing line around the top.
Big move, got it done. And Smith made him work for it. Tried to put the elbows out, but Ubagang was gone by this point. And then the moment where Skapanowski was turned around at turn number 1 by the 9 of Linscott, who would then spin in front of the group to get collected by Kroonstuyver. Would have been a much bigger incident.
Yeah, thankfully they got away with this one, didn't they? Spinning back onto the circuit. A cloud of dust, nowhere to go for the approaching RX-7. Oh, that gap was just getting smaller and smaller, and he managed to get away with a little bit of damage instead of a lot. Safety car came out and, well, the medical car came out at the end, but the race was called early because there were cars absolutely everywhere.
They got one more race still to come as they head back into the paddock. We're 2 hours, 58 minutes away, though, from race number 12 here at the Crown Bet Darwin Triple Crown. On our way to the break, Neil Crompton takes us for a tour on Mark Winterbottom's Bottle O Falcon.